Are you thinking about buying or selling in the Charleston Tri-County area over the next 2 years? Well, something that people keep asking me that are thinking about doing that is, what's going to happen with interest rates over the next couple of years, and how do I time this out to work well for myself? It's a really, really valid question. It's the most common question. Mortgage rates are on everybody's radar. To be expected, it has such a large impact on homeownership availability and affordability. What I mean by that is most people don't determine whether they can afford a home by the price, they determine it by the payment. Some people are out there paying cash, and that's a great strategy, and it might look a little bit different in how you look at affordability, but a lot of people, about 80% of people are financing their home, and so it comes down to what they can afford monthly. So that's why it has such a big impact. It's not just about price, it's about that mortgage interest rate too that really drives that payment for you. Rates are currently hovering just above and below 5%, and so a lot of people want to know where it's going to go in the future. That 5 to 6% range is certainly a lot better of where it was last year and even earlier this year. Now, what a lot of the experts are saying are to expect a lot of small shifts over the next year. So right now we're hovering in the really high 6s, low 5s. We have some programs available to get you in the 4s if you call us. We can educate you on that. But as far as what normal rates are at, high 5s, low 6s, and we expect to see some additional micro adjustments throughout the year. Nothing too drastic, nothing too extreme. How far that'll go, I have no idea. If we get below 5.5, I would be shocked, quite frankly, but it could happen. I doubt it, but it may. So what does it mean if they stay right around 6%? It's possible that they might go down towards 5.5 and the market really heats up, and then they decide to increase the rates again to slow it down a little bit, which isn't a bad thing. But if rates stay around 6, I expect it to be a pretty normal market. When I first bought my home, and months inventory was like 5 to 6 and rates were around 6. So I think that's what we would expect today. Months inventory has certainly climbed from where it was, which was too low, too much appreciation, creating too much unaffordability. Higher interest rates have slowed the market down to bring months inventory to about 4 to 5 months, which has slowed appreciation anywhere from between 2 to 3% to maybe 10% in our local market. And when you really dig into our local market, each area is going to appreciate at a different rate. But that's what the 6% environment has done to the market, and I think it's a good thing. It's more of a healthy market than we saw a couple years ago. If you're waiting for rates to come down to the mid-5s, there's some disadvantages to that. And I get the advantage because we already talked about the impact that rate has on homeownership and affordability. But there's some implications to that too. You got to remember, when those rates hit 5.5, a lot of people are going to get unlocked into buying homes. And right now, things are a little bit slower. Sellers are definitely very negotiable, and there's more inventory. That means you have more choices to pick from, less competition. You can take your time and you can negotiate a better price. Now, why is that important to you? Because when the market gets really stirred up, you lose all of those advantages. And the market will get stirred up when rates go down. So what if you took advantage of all of those things that you have today that I just mentioned, right? And you capitalize on that, and you're like, yeah, but Dave, there's that interest rate thing, remember, that you said was so important? Yeah, I remember that. But there's 2 things you can do. Take advantage of what you have in front of you today, and then when rates come down, you can refinance into a lower interest rate. No matter what, you can do that, right? Or you could take advantage of one of our interest rate programs, which is a guaranteed 4% interest rate program, or the Sell Your Home, Keep the Rate program, and you could take advantage of all those things in the market today where there's more inventory, less competition, sellers are more negotiable, and get the lower rate today. And let's just say you get the lower rate today and rates come down below that in a couple of years from now, and with these programs you can actually refinance for free. And so you've locked in your purchase price and you're just adjusting your interest rate down, which is really smart. Now let's take Lauren, one of our clients. She had been talking to us about wanting to make a move for a year and a half, and it just didn't make financial sense. And then she learned about our interest rate programs, and the math worked for her. She realized that she could make that move, which she did. She got that bigger home, which she was desperately in need of, in a better school system. And the one fear that she had was that it wouldn't be affordable. But when we showed her how the math worked out with the interest rate program in comparison to her current rate, It was amazing. She was able to go on the market within 3 days. She had 4 offers to choose from. Her home sold for more than asking price, way more than she ever imagined. She had a larger down payment for the bigger home that she wanted to go buy, and we got her locked into a low interest rate. And so her payments were marginally more than her previous home, but she got exactly what she wanted otherwise. Flash forward in 2 years from now, that same home would probably cost $100,000 more, and she'd have to pay way more if she continued to wait another 1.5 years like she had already waited. So take advantage of what's going on right now in the current market, just like she did, and be able to get to where you want to go faster without making it financially impossible. She had told me that she thought that timing the market was everything, and waiting for that low interest rate to happen was going to be the time that she could make that move. But it's great that her confidence grew when she talked to us about these programs and learned that she could get that low rate today and make this financially possible and get into that dream home that she wanted. So the $1 million question, when should you make that move and when should you act? Well, get your confidence up, make sure it makes financial sense, and get into that dream home today. Call us and we can discuss these programs with you. You can call the number on the screen here or go to DaveFriedmanTeam.com. Again, that's DaveFriedmanTeam.com, DaveFriedmanTeam.com. Thank you so much.